Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and I am back here in the prison, in the Nether prison, the Red Flag's very own Nether prison. And I've really enjoyed working on this the past week or so, working on the different aspects of this and kind of seeing it come to life. And it has definitely come to life a lot more than it was, I should say. There's still a little bit more to do, but I wanted to show you guys the progress I've made on it so far, and then in the next episode, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. So I'll talk about that more at the end of the video. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys kind of some of the stuff that I did. So in the last one, we built kind of this main area and the main structure for, I guess, the prison, and we determined that this was kind of like the main area, and all the cells had different levels of ranking to them and everything. And then the top ranked was all the way up here. So you had like the king and all of the generals that sat here, and then the king of the prison was here. And by the way, these are all prisoners, not actual guards. The guards are over there and have, well, a lot of other guard items, but this is actually, the prison is very much run by the prisoners themselves in a lot of ways. So well, I'll just go ahead and show you guys some of the rooms. I went ahead and did the rooms for the generals and stuff. So we'll go to that one first. So first we have General Gorg and Admiral Deeks. This is this is their room. I love how we have a general and an admiral in the middle of this prison. For whatever reason, who knows what that would even entail, but we do have an admiral. So if you walk in, it's a really nice room compared to what's going on over here. Very nice room. So we've got an actual, like, some actual beds here. You know, we can't put actual beds in the Nether, but this is pretty close to it. We have some windows that look off into the beautiful netherrack. You can see a little bit of lava going on right there by the window, so that's pretty cool. They've got a couch, a closet. Look at that. A functioning closet in here, and a bookcase. They don't have any books in here. They must not be big readers, or maybe I just ran out of leather. We'll let that one slide. But and some drinks. Like they're living in luxury in here within the prison walls. They've got a painting. Yeah, it's nice. Like, some people may even want to go to prison for this. But the nice thing about the prison is there is a hierarchy, and I'm going to work on that a little bit more next time we do a prison episode. But there is a hierarchy, so when you come to this prison, you do know that if you play your cards right, I suppose, you could end up being the king of the prison. So it's pretty interesting. And speaking of the king, the current king is King Jonkus. King Jonkus himself. And so this is his room. He's got a nice double bed. Look at this. It's even got a pillow. A beautiful, like, lapis roof up here, which is amazing. A bookcase with actual books in it, which always helps. We've got a couch, and then just like a normal seat, a drink, a full functioning closet. This is a nice room, a really nice room. We've got some windows looking out. Look at this. This one, you really have a view. You can look a long way out there. And then you can even look into one of the one of the worst rooms. He has a view into one of the worst rooms in the prison. So, you know, just to always keep him humble, just to remember where he came from. So I don't know if that's a good thing to be this room, you know, just having like the king of the prison sitting here staring at you anytime he gets bored at night. I don't know. Kind of weird, but that's there. That's how it is. So that's where the king lives. So really, the king and the general and the admiral, they have a nice stay here. That is for sure. But that is not the only thing that I worked on. So I did some more in the hallways here. We'll go to that here in a little bit. But did some more in the hallways. So when you come in, like off of the train and stuff, you're gonna come into this, and this is where you'll be sorted basically to figure out who goes into the general population for the prison and who goes into the maximum security. So that's exactly what I built over here is the maximum security, which I find absolutely hilarious. I love this room. So as you walk in, you notice something very strange and odd about it, and that is the fact that it is dangling above this giant lava pit. And so there's no rails along this. This is, this is just here. So this is maximum security, and for some reason they have this here, and a rope that you can like jump over to, which is super sketch. Like, I'm not gonna even try that. I've tried it once and I didn't fall, but I'm not gonna try it again. So this is kind of like, and my original idea, if you guys have ever watched Indiana Jones, was like the cage that you can lower down here. But I decided not to do that in the attempt that I might do that in a different room in the prison. So there's a little bit of a sneak peek to something else eventually. But just know that this is here, and so you can jump out here if you get really bored or whatever the case may be. Try to escape by jumping down to one of the pillars or something. It really is up for your own imagination. So like the general population area, we have like a seating area where you can hang out. And then you've got the cells through here so that each person has a cell. They have like no amenities, like it's just a little platform, and then this is where they go to the bathroom at. You really want to make sure you don't accidentally fall down there. It doubles as their bathroom and lighting source, so just you don't want to be in maximum security. Like, you really don't want to be. And you can earn your way out of maximum security through various means, and that'll be determined by the guards, who obviously have a great view of you. So they can look straight in at the maximum security area. These will go somewhere eventually, but for right now, it just leads out here. These two little door things. Let's go actually up to the guard area. So it's the same way that you take the guard area to get to like the original one, where they were betting on like the fights and stuff like that. But this, you just continue on down through here, and we've got like all these like cool windows kind of peering out into the abyss of the nether. And then you can go all the way down here, and then this leads right here, so you can sit here and watch. They got a little bit of books. Number of accidental falls this week, 86 in 1 week. 86 people have fallen down there. Yeah, it really was a critical downfall, but I guess that's one way to ensure prison. You don't want the prison to be overoccupied, and you also want to discourage any bad behavior in prison. So if you tell people, hey, if you mess up in here, you're going to go to maximum security, yeah, that's not a good thing. And by the way, the guards don't usually decide that. That's usually decided by the king of the prison. Oh, goodness. Yeah, they decide who goes where. But oh yeah, here's a map of the nether. For some reason I thought when I would do this that it would be an actual like picture of the nether. No, it's just this. So there's that, if you ever want to do that. But right here is the mess hall, the canteen, or the cafeteria as some call it. Pretty cool. Like it's a decent sized room, got some nice lanterns up here. We've got this, like it's literally above lava, which I think is amazing. And I might do some stuff down here too, so this might look into something going forward. I might put another room down there, so it might not just look down into lava. But for now, that's really cool, I think. We've just got a bunch of like the seating area around here. So we got some plates and some cups and all that stuff. So you come up here to get your food. We got the menu. On the menu, we've got old fruit. Do not eat if moving. You can't grow food around here. Fruit, so yeah, kind of a problem. Mystery meat, served with a smile. Fungus cakes. Hoglin hide. Wart salad. Nether wart salad, I guess. Something that looks like bread. Oh, and then, of course, chicken nuggets and french fries, because every restaurant has to have chicken nuggets and french fries, of course. And so this is the actual kitchen back here. So we've got like all the food storage, the pantry back here. We've got this big like oven looking thing, some sinks with no water in it because you can't have water in the nether. I should put lava in there. That would be funny. We got some overhead storage, a fridge, some like meat over here, and then a place to cut it. And then right here, like you got some more meat that you can get. And you can just do this by putting raw meat on top of a campfire, which is really cool. A cake, and then just a place to get some water. Here we have like the bread storage and stuff like that, or things that look like bread, I should say. We've got some old fruit over here, and then just more like drinks and stuff back in this area. And then right here is where you put your garbage. So this just goes like down in, and so there, you know, if you get into a fight in the cafeteria, someone could just throw you down in this, and that would be really, really terrible. So I really don't recommend getting in a fight in this area. Same for maximum security. There's a lot of fights that happen in maximum security that don't end so well. That's why it says accidental in quotes, I suppose. But let's go on to the lore reading for today, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the next episode. All right. For some reason, the first thing the mighty red flag thought of when they with the discovery of the Nether was that it would be a perfect place for a prison, a giant stone monolith surrounded by lakes of lava on all sides. There was no possibility for escape, as well as the possibilities of what this prison would entail would surely strike fear into the hearts of any would-be assailants of crime. Although the red flag did not strictly control the city's government anymore, the kingship of Cadwalladerone would still seek to use the prison facilities from time to time for their worst offenders. However, the true use of this facility would be a scare tactic against the Slayers Guild. The members surely would know if they incite any violence against the red flag, they would be housed in the Nether prison for all of their time. A shivering thought, to say the least. Construction on the great and terrible monument was finished just a few years later in 5128. The question is, would the Slayers Guild combat this in any way? So there's a little bit of the story behind the prison. But yeah, so like I had mentioned, next episode, I'm going to take a break from this because you guys are probably seeing tired of seeing the prison. So we're going to go back to the overworld for a little bit. And then we're going to come back here and try to finish it out after that. So yeah, I'm excited to see what all of that looks like and what that entails in the future. So thank you all for watching. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you all in the next one.